Hey YouTube, I'm back once again. Got some more pickups, pretty much what I've bought over the last couple of weeks or so. Firstly, CEX. Now, it's probably almost 2 weeks ago I think I bought these, and they are, I'm pretty sure these complete another set of slipcovers. These are all HMV exclusive slipcovers. But we have for 75p X-Men, the original. It's just the standard Blu Ray inside with the HMV slipcover. X-Men 2, again, HMV slipcover. That one was 50p. X-Men The Last Stand, once again, the slipcover. X-Men First Class, again 50p. Just the standard inside, and slightly more expensive Elektra. This one was a £5, but still way cheaper than I've been seeing these on eBay, even just for the slipcover. I do have a sealed one of these from I got in Poundland a while ago, so I'll probably swap them out and put the sealed one in here. So yeah, I was so pleased to have found those, and I love these. I just really like the uniformity of them. They sit really nice together on the shelf, and with all the others, I believe that is the entire set. X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men First Class, X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Daredevil, Elektra, Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. It's a shame they didn't make any more with these slipcovers and artwork, because I really like them, but it's another set at least I'm really happy to have completed. Move them over. Then this one I picked up on the market in town last weekend. Was it the weekend before? I think it was last weekend. Penny Dreadful Series 1, which cost me £2. This I already had, so yeah, just put that on there, but for £2 for the first series, just happy to grab that. During the week I went over to Yarm, because it's been a while since I've been there. Last year, probably, I don't even know when, October, September maybe, and there wasn't much, and I almost walked away with nothing, because it was a real struggle finding anything. In the end I picked up Insurgent. I do have the digibook of this, but as I had the slipcover, I decided to grab it. It was £1.50, which maybe I overpaid. It is only £1 at CEX after all, but there isn't any locally to me in any of the local CEXs, and you're never guaranteed to get a slipcover from CEX unless you're there on the day and they've got one. So yeah, I was happy to pay £1.50 to have it there and then, rather than, I'll come across one probably eventually in CEX with a slipcover, but yeah, I was happy to grab that. Then on a day out last weekend to Colby Newham, wandering around the charity shops, and the first place I went to was Teesside Hospice. I've never heard of this, but it just looked interesting. Nick Cave, 20,000 Days on Earth. Now, obviously I know Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds are, and as I was reading through it I noticed on the picture on the back there you got Kylie, and they collaborated in the early 90s. but this looks more recent, and that's what sold it for me. When I saw that, I thought, wow, I'm going to give it a go. 75p. I've never ever seen this ever before. So I didn't even know it existed, but yeah, I got that. And I also got, and I paid £5 for this, One Foot in the Grave, the complete set. It is a bit shelf worn, but you've got all the series and all the Christmas specials. This was half the price of what CEX charged for it, so yeah, I was happy to pay that. I do have, I think, the first 2 series already, so yeah, I'll probably trade them in if they're worth anything. If not, who knows, maybe they're worth something on eBay. If not, they'll go at the charity shop. But yeah, I'm really happy to get that because I love that show. Then it was the British Heart Foundation, and one of the things I got seems to have disappeared, which it's actually a video game, so it's not really that important to this video, but I was going to show it anyway. But it's not on the pile, and looking around I can't see where I've put it, so we'll move on from that. So I got these 3 in the 3 for £1 deal. They're all stand-up actually. I've got Jack Whitehall live, he's always funny. Jim Davison live, vote for Jim. I haven't seen much of him recently, but the stuff he did back in the 80s, which was these days I guess is quite controversial, but even in the 90s and early 2000s, well, I don't know about the early 2000s, but certainly in the 90s it was always funny. And then some Chubby Brown, this one being Jingle Bollocks, but it's in a Super Jewel case, and I'm always happy to, if I can get this open, god damn it, there we go, always happy to find these out in the wild. And I think this makes, I was counting them up last night actually, because I was going to do a video. I've been thinking about doing a video for a while, but I was deliberately counting them up to see how many I had to do a collection video, and this makes number 40, which I was quite surprised actually. I didn't realise I had that many. So yeah, they were 3 for £1. And lastly, from the British Heart Foundation, another Horrible Histories series. This one being series 4, so I've got 1, 2 and now 4, and I'm sure I've got a special as well, but I didn't see it on the shelf when I was looking yesterday, so I don't know where that is. It's certainly not with the other 2 series anyway. So yeah, this is really good. I just watched the movie as well yesterday. The Rotten Romans was really good. Then moving on, that was it for Colby Newham. I got these in town from 2 Riders. So again, these were 3 for £1. So I got series 3.5 and series 4.0 of a town called Eureka, which means I've got the whole of series 1 and 2 and half of series 3 and half of series 4 now. And to go with that, Feast 3, I have the first 2. I've watched neither of them, so now I've got 3, and whether there's any more I'm not sure. And then 3 Blu-rays, again all for £1. I Am Legend, which I was surprised that I didn't have on Blu-ray, although I did used to have the Steelbook, but that went a long time ago. But it turns out I didn't have this one. I do have it on HD DVD, but it's good to have it on Blu-ray. Serious Man, don't know much about this, but it's the Coen Brothers, so it's worth a go. And Big Fish, another film that I've never seen, at least all the way through. I don't quite know where this comes from. I'm guessing it's American, but when I looked on the Blu-ray.com website, I couldn't find an exact match for this cover. When you search worldwide for Big Fish, it brings up all the different releases, and I couldn't actually find one with a match for this cover. So I'm not entirely sure where this came from, but it's region free. So yeah, looking forward to that. Where are we going next? I think these came from Bernardo's. I think. But these are £1 each, which is more than I usually pay for DVDs, but they're all ones that I wanted. So I've got Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King. A snapper case of Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, which I do own this already, but not in a snapper case. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The hub was broken, but that's alright because I've got a few spares. And I've got actually another one in here somewhere with a broken hub. And Love Thy Neighbour, the complete. And when I actually looked at this, I immediately thought, oh, Series 1. It isn't. I misread it. It's clearly Series 7. But when I picked it up, I'm thinking, oh, Series 1. I had no idea there was 7 series of this. But I'm sure it said here somewhere on the back here, Series 7. It's a long time since I've seen any of these. I was probably very young when this was on the telly. It might have even been before I was born. I'm not entirely sure when this was around. It's in colour, so maybe I was around. But I've seen odd episodes a very long time ago. But Series 7, I don't have any others. And then I got, for £1.25, Horrid Henry, dual format Blu Ray DVD. And finally, from the charity shops, these came from Butterwick Hospice, 25p each. Romeo Is Bleeding. I have seen this, but again, it was a very long time ago, and I do recall enjoying it. So yeah, I'll give that one another go. I don't know, I meant to look it up, and I totally forgot to see if there is a Blu Ray edition of that. And then technically I do own this Stephen King's It, but I don't have the snapper case, and again, broken hub. But again, I've got some spare cases, so I can swap them over. So that's it for the charity shop and CEX pickups. But last weekend, while I was on my iPad, I guess, I was looking through Facebook Marketplace, and wasn't really that much, and I have the Spock app, which I very rarely use, and I probably should use it more often. And I just did a search for Blu-rays, and it turned out somebody who happens to live just round the corner, nobody I know, but someone who lives around the corner, had a bunch for sale. So this whole lot cost me a tenner. The first one isn't a Blu-ray, but I grabbed it anyway because it was a £1. The Snowman and the Snowman and the Snow Dog DVD box set. So yeah, nice pickup for Christmas. And then all these Blu-rays. So again, for £1, iRobot, the Scorpion King, the Crow, the first Transformers movie. Sadly, it doesn't have the slipcover, but maybe I'll come across that at some point. Again, just for £1. Gladiator. I do own this, but the one I own is a different edition and doesn't have the slipcover, so I thought for £1 I'd have that. Then for £2, the National Treasure 1 and 2 box set. National Treasure 2 I do own, but National Treasure, the first National Treasure, is always more expensive, and I very rarely come across it. So to get the box set for a couple of £, I was more than happy. Its box isn't that great, but I don't really need to have the box. But yeah, for £2 I was glad to get that. And then also for £2, the Complete Matrix Trilogy. I own this already. I got this plain and simply to trade in. CEX are giving £4 cash or £6 trade, so I could double my money in cash if I wanted, but I'm just going to get the £6 trade. So that out of the equation, that lot essentially have cost me £4. So I'm really happy with that. And she did have a bunch more, most of which I owned, but there was 2 or 3 more that I didn't own that, to be honest, I wasn't that fussed on. Maybe I will get them at some point. And they're still advertised, because I sent a message. We communicate obviously on the messages before I went and collected them. Every time somebody sends her a message now, I get a notification for some reason. I don't know why. So I know the advertisement's still up and which ones she hasn't sold, oddly. But yeah, I'm not that fussed, if I'm honest. Anyway, rambling on. There we go. That's all my pickups now for the last, I think it's just over 2 weeks since I did the last video. I'm off out into town this afternoon. I'm going to trade that in, see what I can find. Other than that, I do have, believe it or not, some pre-orders. So hopefully next weekend, if Amazon true to form, they'll either arrive next Sunday, or not next Sunday, but the Sunday, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. The day before release. The release is 2nd of March, or they'll be 2 or 3 days late, which often happens with Amazon as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll arrive next Sunday. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. And quickly before I go, as I mentioned before, the Super Jewel cases, I'm definitely going to be doing the Super Jewel case collection this weekend, and maybe even a VCD collection, sure. I might even combine that with a Laserdisc collection, because honestly I think I've only got about 8, maybe 10 Laserdiscs. It's not even worth doing a single video for those. Maybe I'll combine those two together, although they don't really belong together, but they're two such small collections that maybe. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm sort of thinking out loud, as it were. Anyway, again, thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Ta-ra.